You're listening to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about how we game.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Beans and Dice podcast, a podcast about
How we game?
Hey, I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And I'm William.
Oh, he said his name this time. Holy mackerel.
Yeah, I figured.
Fished in.
From Remote,
Remote William.
remoting in, our buddy William. Today's
Yes, sir.
episode is brought to you by
Cartographers.
Kleenex
Kleenex.
and
Whoa.
Vaporub,
Oh, yeah. Vapor rub.
Vicks Vaporub, as my mom would
That's
call
why
it.
I'm not there.
And this is why William is remote. Rob and I both
I'll do anything. I'm here. I'm in
we
it.
caught a little bit of
Yeah.
a sniffle over the
Yeah.
Christmas break, but you know it hit both our families.
Yeah.
We're fine.
So I'm immune now, yeah. That's
Yeah.
something like that.
So,
yeah.
but William's we're trying to keep him healthy.
Playing it safe, yeah.
So welcome to the
Yeah.
show. And today's episode, it's no specific topic other than just kind of a look back into 2021.
Yeah, we're coming up on the end of the year here. Got New Year's Eve tomorrow, so we figured we'd just take a little look back. Some of our favorite moments. Maybe we'll talk about some of our favorite games, or at least new to us games in the last year. Some new stuff we played, new stuff we've done. So just loose. And then, of course, as always, the live call-in show. We're here to talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yep.
So if you've got something you want to just chat about, don't hesitate to interrupt us. Call in. Let us know what you've been up to, what you've been playing, what you're looking forward to in 2022, maybe, and we'll chat.
And we got a comment here from Exodus asking about new lights. I'll tell you, no, these are not new lights. They are the same lights as before. I'm trying out different settings with the main lights.
Yep.
They were so bright they would blur out the background lights. Let us know, what your thoughts are, feedback. We always take that as appreciated.
He's been playing with the setup of the whole thing here. Every week I come over to Studio B.
B is in bean.
Okay, I can't remember. I always think C for Carlos Cabrera, but Studio B. I come over and something has changed. Always, there's either a new camera somewhere, or we're on the opposite side of the room. So
He's filming you. You don't know it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's you
secret
don't.
stuff. Don't want to know it. Anyway, got the phone line open yet?
Let's
Let's
thank
get
you.
that set up and going.
Yeah, I got Robert here to keep me on
Aw,
task.
Keep us on task.
See, you can't
Phone lines
keep
open,
one.
813-618-7099.
Yeah.
Give us a call and talk to us. Let us know
Your first callers.
about your 2021 memories, best games played, whatever you want to think about for 2021. And Rob,
Yeah.
I'll let you start us off with your 2021 memories of what you remember.
Well, we were just chit-chatting a little bit right before we came on, but I and William predicted that this would be a lot of people's probably popular type pick. But I'd have to say, thinking back in the last year and how crappy it's been with the coof, as you like to call it, the whole COVID deal, I'd say my highlight was definitely getting back to conventions. We had a couple that we went to this last year. We went to the design day for Stonemeyer Games out in St. Louis, which was awesome. Carlos and I flew out, or I flew out. He drove out, the crazy man over there, whoop, whoop, driving out. But we met up there in St. Louis and spent a couple of days just checking out the sites, getting back to gaming with other people that we didn't know live and in person. And then even bigger convention, I guess we call it a convention, the retreat, the Dice Tower retreat that we just went to, and being able to get around 200 people there at the Dice Tower retreat and seeing people excited and happy to be back together, be gaming again. I think I probably definitely in that 5 days played more new games than I did probably close to the whole rest of the year put together. That's probably not quite right. I'm sure I played many more new games at home and remotely and doing what we had to do during the pandemic. But just being able to get back, and I played a lot of new games just in 5 days. And so that was really cool, a lot of fun. I know, William, you made it out to a Gen Con. I'm sure that's got to be one of the highlights for you, and not to steal your thunder if that's what you were thinking. But
It's a check off the bucket list, that's for sure.
yeah, so getting
I mean, it's an experience. Everyone should at least do it once, but not every year. That's for
Yeah.
one, it's expensive.
yeah.
It's way more expensive than Dice Tower.
getting to do that, back to our game days. I guess I'm broadening my look here, but just gaming with people in person again. Our game days for our Tampa area, the Beans and Dice board game group. We started that probably in the middle of the year, and that's been going strong. And we've been having not quite the numbers we were pre. But because there's still a handful of folks who, for various reasons, aren't being able to make it out. But we're up to 15 to 20 people, and we were regularly a little over 20 people per monthly get together. But we're getting back to those numbers. So I'm just looking forward to 2022. Hopefully, doing a lot more in person live gaming with people I know, people I don't know, and just getting back to it.
I'll tell you, Rob, that theme is being matched in the chat. I'm posting it up on the board. People can see. We got a comment here from Board Game Gumbo. Spending 4 days with friends at BGG Con was definitely the highlight of 2021 for him.
Nice. Yep. I can see that. And again, I think we're all being pent up for, it was about a year that we were having to do things we didn't prefer, but we did what we had to. We did remote gaming. We went on the online services and gamed. We did some of our own just through Zoom. I know we played several different roll and writes and things with each other, and we opened that up and played with some people just from the gaming group. But to actually be back to live in-person gaming again, there's nothing better than that. So in my opinion.
Now we got a hello from Raph saying what's up from Diego's living room.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there you go.
I guess they got a function going off in Diego's house.
Talking about getting together and doing things. Yeah, there you go.
And then throwing it up on the board here, y'all can see it. Mark Stang saying hello from Columbus. Hello, Mark Stang.
Hey,
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, glad you joined in.
All right.
All right, well, let's pass it off then. So, Carlos, let's just go down the line here. What was your highlight? What's your fond memory of the last year, 2021?
So I went back and I started going through the old videos. Like I was trying to remember, when did we first do this? Like when did we first start? And so I found my first video that I did of the call-in show was me by myself as a test.
Yeah.
And that was actually December 8th of 2020. So it was just over a year ago.
Just over a year, okay.
But I'm bringing it up because I guess I've forgotten to acknowledge it. Well, we didn't celebrate it. We didn't acknowledge it here. I'm not good with dates.
Anniversary,
yeah. So December of 2021, which is now, is our 1-year anniversary of when we started doing this.
Right, party time. Woo-hoo.
That was pretty cool. Our first caller was Nick Oben.
It wasn't a prank call?
No, it was Nick Oben.
Okay, good. We had a few prank calls those first couple of shows, but Nick Oben, cool, excellent. Well, so he's a Tampa guy, so he's a friend of ours in our gaming group, and so I know he's a pretty regular caller. He was more regular back in the early days. I
think his Thursdays have gotten pretty busy.
Yeah, I think so. He warned us that Thursdays he had some stuff going on. But Nick, come on.
It was nice to reminisce there and see that video. So I wanted to celebrate that.
Nick is still waiting to figure out what he's going to do when
the
it's
AP
called.
on the
AP is on call. That's what it is.
No, that's Nick's the guy we in our group we like to give a hard time about that. So
I thought, I'll be honest with you, I thought Robert had AP
until
I met Nick.
You went and played with Nick. Yeah.
Let's stop bashing on Nick.
Yeah.
So that was our first video. I wanted to celebrate that. Let's not skip over that. Let's celebrate.
So we're just a couple weeks removed from that.
Yep,
so just
from
over 1 year. Yeah.
So thank you everyone who's been with us.
Oh, that's awesome.
And joined us throughout this year. I've loved it.
Yeah.
But then that got me watching some of the videos in 2021 to kind of see what I wanted to celebrate. And I got to say, what I want to celebrate is the month of February 2021.
Okay.
Right. We had just gotten into our role. We're kind of getting into a rhythm. We're doing it every Thursday.
Sure.
And we're starting to get phone calls from people outside of our game group.
Yeah.
And I think it was like February 11th or something. We had Patrick on as a first-time guest and Raph.
Yeah.
Raph is in the chat.
Raphael,
Thank you, Raph.
yep.
First-time guest. And we had that call from Steven.
Good old Steven.
The anti-online gamer.
Where was Steven from? Do you remember?
Oh, man. I don't
remember.
recall. I'm going to have to... I listened to it again today, but I don't recall. But he just... The challenge that he gave us in... his attitude and his approach.
He was passionate.
Oh, he was passionate.
Yeah, he wanted to talk. He wanted to make his opinion.
Made me think, am I really wanting to do this?
That was a little scary.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
I wasn't there that day. I had to work early the next day.
Yep. And I mentioned early on we had a few prank calls, and I thought at least that was a prank call. That was just somebody calling to give us a hard time. And luckily we haven't had a prank call since like our third or fourth show. We had several of them in the first few shows, and then since then we haven't had any. But that was one that as soon as we started talking, I'm jinxing it. Knock on fake
something.
Wood. Yeah, something. But it was one that as soon as it kicked off, I was like, oh, this is a prank call. I think I might have signaled to you to cut it at one point, and you're like, no, I'm going to roll with this. I'm going to see where this goes. And
I'm glad I did.
I say, thankfully you did. because it turned into one of our more popular, more memorable moments on the show.
It was the "Are you kicking me in the nag or in the sack?
Yeah,
Are you kicking me in the sack
right now? You're kicking me in the sack right now, aren't
And
you?
instantly I reply with probably.
Probably. But he was, just a reminder, buddy, he was upset that we were talking about digital gaming, not board. We were a board game show, and we were talking about because of the pandemic, having to go online and play on Tabletop Simulator and play on Zoom. And he wanted to voice that he felt we were doing a disservice to the hobby. We were bringing the hobby down by validating playing digital games and not going completely analog and playing on a real board. And so,
as I recall, during the pandemic is when the market share for board gaming went through the roof.
We can argue and debate that all day, but we won't.
Yeah.
You know, we know he's not accurate on that, but that's an emotion.
Yeah.
So that was early February. And the reason I say the month of February is because on the 25th of February, we were doing our tapestry unboxing live on the show.
I remember. Yeah.
And we got a phone call from designer Jamie Stegmeyer.
Our incredulous response when we first got that call.
Like a bunch of giddy little schoolgirls. I didn't know what to say. I watched that back and I'm like, man, I sounded like an idiot. Like my questions were just blabbering.
Well, and I know I did when he asked a question.
Wasn't
I went off
planned.
and started talking about something entirely different, and then y'all were like, okay, well, that's nice, but that's not what we were talking about. So,
and we missed his first call because he called in.
That's right.
And it was right. I guess we had someone on the line. He left a voicemail.
Yep.
And that's when we called him right back.
Got a caller.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
Oh, try it again.
Let me try it again. Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
This is Ron Frazier from Atlanta.
Hey, Ron.
Hello, Ron. Happy New Year, sir.
Likewise, Happy New Year too. I just got on a couple of minutes ago. Thursday is normally what I call my studio night, where I actually record and do a lot of editing. But I wanted to call in because I like the show.
Appreciate that.
It's a charm.
I guess the congratulations in order because I jumped on right before Carlos mentioned that this is actually like the 1 year anniversary this month of the
This
show.
month is the 1 year anniversary. I didn't realize that until I was looking back at 2021. And that's when I realized that December of 2020 was our first time doing this call-in show.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. But yeah, we were just chatting about our most memorable moments, kind of just thinking back on the last year. And I know you've had a lot going on the last year, but just would you care to share kind of what your highlight of 2021 was? Is there anything in particular thinking back that stands out for you?
Well, I got, I would have to say three things.
Okay.
Number one, the most recent thing is the Dice Tower Retreat. That was my first game gathering of any type in person since 2019. And it was awesome.
Absolutely.
And so that was also combined with a family vacation. So that whole experience was fantastic.
Nice.
Second thing was the other two things are both board game related, directly board game related. I fell in love with Unmatched, and my other thing is I fell in love with Marvel United.
Nice and nice. Two good ones. Yep.
Yeah, that was my most pleasant surprise, by the way. Like, I seriously underestimated that game.
You underestimated Marvel United?
Yeah.
I did
Sure
too.
did.
I did too. I just picked up the Spider-Man or the Spider-Verse expansion.
Yep.
With the Doctor Strange and got it to the table with the boys.
They go over good?
It's gone over so well because, my oldest son, he's 18. He's not a gamer. He's a baseball kid. But he says to me, Bobby, this game is hard. This game is hard. Right. And it kind of brought me back and reminds me that, you know what? Not every game can be a brass Birmingham, right? That I want to get my kids to play something like that. But you know what? I got to play at the level they're at, not the level I want them to be. I got to meet them where they're at.
Sure. Yeah.
And meeting them where they're at, Marvel United does that. It got all of us together. My 10-year-old, my 18-year-old, his girlfriend, and my 14-year-old son, all to one table. And I ran the game while they played and watched them enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. So sometimes it's not about getting them to where you want them to be. Just meet them where they're at and let the fun times go. I appreciate that Marvel United comment.
Yeah, that is what the hobby is all about.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
We get lost in the desire to play these complex games without this great strategy and all this stuff. And the hobby is ultimately about getting people together at a table and enjoying the experience over cardboard and plastic.
And I'll tell you, Ron, in the comments here, Mark Stang also says Dice Tower Retreat for me was the highlight of the year. So I'm posting that up on the comments. And so you're not the only one that's one of the first things he brought up as well, is the Dice Tower Retreat for him was a big highlight.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that's definitely when I think back on. Again, going, gosh, almost a year without any kind of convention or anything, any big gatherings that we were able to get out and play games with people. Then that being a big one, 200 people all in the same place for 5 days. I mean, that was a blast.
Wow. Ron, I want to wish you and your family a happy new year.
Absolutely.
Health and happiness to you and yours, my friend. We will see you soon on the other side of this year.
Yeah.
For our let's call it the B-side of the mixtape.
Okay.
Where we're going to have Ron on to talk about board games.
Board games, yeah.
'Cause last time we did RPGs.
We had to hit all the RPGs, yeah.
So we're going to do the B-side of the mixtape.
That is a throwback reference. I'm looking forward to that.
B-sides.
And I appreciate that you get it, my friend. Take care, Ron. Happy New Year.
You too.
Thanks for calling.
Bye. That was Ron Frazier from Atlanta. Phone lines open again, 813-618-7099.
Very cool.
Yeah, so Mark
What the hell's
Stang.
a B-side of the tape?
B-side. Oh.
You never made your own
He knows,
mixtapes?
he
Come
knows.
on.
Yeah, I know.
He knows the
Come on.
B-sides.
But some of the people are going to be like, what?
He's old
Tape?
enough
What
to
the
know
hell?
that.
You mean like
Yeah.
tape?
It's a reference, folks.
Yeah.
Diego wouldn't get it, but what Diego does get is
Diego and Rachel and Raphael playing Dice Throne, I
Yep.
see here. They say in the comments. Yep.
they're in the comments saying they're playing Dice Throne over there. Oh, we got another call coming
I
in.
thought I heard it ringing.
Let's see if we can get this to work. Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Jack. I'm calling from South Carolina, and I just wanted to make a comment on what you guys were talking about just a second ago.
Okay. You said Jack?
Yes.
Hey, Jack. What's going on?
Oh, not much, man. I wanted to make a comment about how y'all said, how you get your whole family together to play board games and stuff. That really touched my heart. We don't really do stuff like that around here. We try to, but the only time that we've ever had the whole family together to play a board game when we played Cockopoly, where you see how many game pieces you could shove up somebody's pee hole to win.
There we go. Yeah.
On the
Wow.
1 year anniversary, we can get.
Rob,
You called
that's
it out.
all Your
I
fault.
called it. Woo!
It's your fault.
See, and I'm going to go back to that comment that Zeno put up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Rob, stop. You're gonna make
You're
him
gonna
call
make it
her.
happen. You're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, Rob made it happen.
Woohoo!
I guess
Achievement
Hey, you
unlocked,
know
right?
what?
Yeah. Where's that button? Yeah.
It's whatever.
it is what it is.
Yeah. Is what it is.
I didn't want to say anything, but as I was listening to him, I was like, yeah,
It's coming.
yeah, wait,
Just for old times'
coming,
sake.
It's
It's coming, and boom, done.
There we go.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh,
the
well.
risk of doing these live call-in shows.
Yeah.
Is you'll get stuff like that, but you know what? One day when we're Patreoned up
Oh yeah.
and we got like an annual Kickstarter with the budget,
Can have somebody.
we can hire a screener.
Call
right?
screener.
We'll have interns.
Yeah.
They bring us coffee, right? And screen calls for us. That'll be it. So Diego's at home playing Dice Throne. Yep, Rachel's in there in the comments saying the same thing. Rachel's talking about them playing Dice Throne.
Hey, got another caller coming in.
This
Let's
one I
see who this
recognize.
Yep.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
Hey, Zeno.
Hey, Zeno.
Zeno, you called it.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I knew it. I'm waiting for him to call him. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, him and his little army.
It's like Candyman, Candyman, Candyman.
Yeah, you say it 3 times and it happens.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What have you been up to,
So
Zeno?
I'll be brief.
No, hang on.
Oh,
Let's
well,
celebrate,
great.
though. You were one of the callers on day one.
Oh, yeah? for
Call-in
sure?
show one. I listened to it. Zeno was
Nice.
one of them. So thank you for being there from the beginning, Zeno.
Oh, yeah, no problem, guys. No problem at all.
Talk to me about 2021
So-
for you.
All right, so I want to say this year has been my largest expansion of 4X space game, or 4X games in general.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
Or games in general.
well, yeah, I've bought a lot, but the majority is almost some sort of a 4X type. Like, for example, obviously, Twilight Imperium. You look at Zaya. You look at Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea.
Yes.
You see Downfall. Yeah, we really went hard. Eclipse. I'm
Yep.
buying those games this year.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we picked up some stragglers, but that was the majority, at least of where I can count the money at anyway.
Yeah.
But,
No, we
yeah, I
appreciate you
got
picking those
murdered in a
up and
couple
sharing
of
them
those.
with us, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, it's like you guys are saying. I enjoy getting everybody together to play. Sometimes it's more fun than others.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be you want to kill each other, but at the same time, it's the amount of people that I've met through gaming has been staggering.
Oh, yeah.
Be from X-Wing, that's where I met you guys from.
Yep.
And now with board games, going to these cons and stuff, it's just, I probably met 200 or 300 people about it.
And it's funny because we can say the same thing because I've gone to conventions with you where I've met people,
Mhm.
and then I've gone to other conventions without you, and then those people were there, so then I go say hi to them again, right? So
New
it's like
people.
Yep.
it's like the circles, the gaming circle. I'm
Yeah.
talking about historical gaming conventions as well as just regular board
Mhm.
game conventions.
Mm.
I'm starting to see the same circles of people that you traveled in. I'm
Yep.
starting to join and meet up as well.
Yeah, that worked.
Oh yeah, I've been doing this since I've been 14.
Long
I
time.
stopped in the board game circuit for a while because I concentrated so much on X-Wing. But once I got done with that, we started going back out again. HMGS, Escape Winter, Dice Tower years ago. So what's really neat is like when you and I went up to Atlanta. It's so weird. We know people out of state that we would never see otherwise.
Yeah.
That's what the cool thing about this is that you just start to know people all over the place. I think one year I put out a map to show all the places that we've been going to game and stuff. I think I'll have to find that, but yeah, I actually just pinned every location from here to Georgia where we've all been gaming stuff. And it's just great because you cannot see someone for a year. All of a sudden you pop up. It's like we never left. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's those things that you have in common, those shared moments.
Mm-hmm.
They really do stick around.
And we've talked about doing that for the show, getting a map and just pinning where people are calling from and trying to fill up that map, whether it's North America or going overseas now. We've got a few people overseas that we're seeing in the chats and things. But, yeah, it's a really cool thing.
Well, we're glad you're part of the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And
Well, we
I'll
got
make
a
one more
little satellite
recommendation.
area up here.
Let
Yeah.
me make another recommendation on 4X's Ultra Tiny Epic Kingdoms.
I haven't.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't played it yet.
There you go.
Well, as you know, I buy one in the series. Oh, I don't feel right unless I buy them all. So I have a bag now.
All the
And
tiny
some I
epics.
still haven't played. Yes, I have them. I want to say I have probably 90% of them. Yeah, just haven't done it yet.
There you go.
So that's on my list.
William would chime in, but we seem to have lost him. So
We'll see if he pops back in.
here. He's kind of come and gone a couple times, but yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I haven't tried that one yet either. That Tiny Epic one. So I played 3 or 4 of the Tiny Epics, but I got to try that one. If it's a 4X, then I'm into 4X. I can definitely do that.
Well, I can bring it the next time we do Your Turn or
Yeah.
Armada. I'll bring them with me.
Yeah, do that. Do that. 4X in a small box.
Bring the bag of games.
That'd be cool. Yeah, awesome.
How it is.
All right, we got him back.
Yeah, William's back.
All right, Zeno, have a
All
happy
right,
New
guys,
Year
that
to
was
you and the
just
family,
being
man.
brief.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
All right, I'll
and
see you guys soon.
Don't be a stranger.
All
We'll
right.
talk to you soon.
All right, that
I love
was
it. I
Brian
love the
Zeno.
delay.
Welcome
I
back,
can watch
William.
you guys-
What was that?
I can watch you guys on my phone, and then
Oh,
I'm looking like, oh, they don't even notice.
there's black screen over there all of a sudden. Yeah.
We missed you. Let's
Yeah.
see here.
Yeah.
Diego says, my highlight was the last board game meet and the Christmas parade at Your Turn. That was cool.
That was fun. Yeah, been over there for the board game and then
Oh no,
parade happening.
the Hulk Hogan. I mean, the Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Incredible Hulk with the mustache at the parade. How could I forget that?
Another caller coming
It
in.
looked like Luigi. It looked like Luigi on steroids.
Beans and Dice podcast. State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, Carlos, it's Ken from Orlando, one of your Blood Bowl guys.
Well, hello, Ken.
How are you?
Oh, we're doing all right. Just wanted to wish you guys happy first year anniversary. Congratulations.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate that.
Thank you. I appreciate the congratulations. I know I'm going back and I see that February is when I did the
Blood Bowl.
Blood Bowl tournament here in Tampa.
Here it comes.
So I'm going to be setting up part 2 of that
Okay.
in hopes of
Time
getting
to go
that
to
together. But any highlights for you, Ken, from 2021? It wouldn't be anything to do with most casualties at all, would it?
Oh, you know I have my year of blood, but there's no competing with Doombeard Dave. Honestly, my big thing with 2020 this year has just been, I'm a big Blood Bowl guy.
Yep.
We had so many great events this year. Got to give a shout out to Josh Wojcik and his Knuffles Wild 3 that he finally got to put on. Just an absolutely amazing event. You were missed at that, brother. We wish we could have seen you out there. And then, we had our annual camping trip beginning of the month, and that's always a great fun time.
Those photos were insane. It looked so cold and everyone's so shirtless. I missed a lot of fun.
Cold and shirtless, huh? Sounds like a ball.
Wow. No.
Let me stop. What happens at camp stays in camp.
Yeah, I hope so.
We are looking forward to seeing you back out there rolling dice with us, brother.
I know we have the January event coming up. Barry and I have been talking about it because I had the baby in July, and that kind of
slowed things down.
Yeah, it slowed my stuff down a lot. So we're hitting that 6-month mark in January. So maybe it'll be 6 months. So my hope is I can start easing out more, kind of getting out. So
you looking to go nuts at that Squirrels Gone Wild?
Right, because that's January. Was it the 13th? I think it is. Is it the weekend of the 13th?
I want to say it's the second full weekend in January.
Right.
It's about right. Okay.
Yeah,
because you had to push it back a week.
The 8th is the second Saturday game day. It's the weekend after that, and it's in Melbourne, and it's all Acorn all the time. Acorn's a crazy squirrel in Blood Bowl.
Oh, okay. Fill us in.
And they have a lot of objectives like protect your nuts.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I hope there's got to be some nut references in there, yeah.
It wouldn't be Blood Bowl if there wasn't.
Of course. Mm.
Well, Ken, I want to thank you for reminding us of my love for Blood Bowl. I know Robert doesn't like me
Don't
hearing
share
it,
that love, but that's okay.
It makes it great when someone else brings it up for me because then I can talk about it.
A chance to talk about it, yeah.
I did get to play not 2 weeks ago. Barry came over and we had a match.
That's good.
I destroyed him.
Get your fix in.
It felt great.
Yeah, beating up on Barry. Yeah.
Wow, man. Dang.
Hey, there's no holds bar.
Well, I got to ask, have you tried Dungeon Bowl yet?
Barry has it, and he's waiting for it to be assembled to bring it over and teach it to me. I've been like, I'm trying not to buy it, but I'm also kind of setting up a little side fund of money that I've been saving because it's not a cheap setup. It's like $150 or something or more.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm personally waiting for that rule book to come separate, but it's GW. You never know what they're going to do.
It looks great. The tile system on it reminds me of a dungeon crawler, kind of like a Space Hulk or a Warhammer Quest type dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
And you're effectively playing Blood Bowl on it. There's a bunch of random pitches out there, or a random chest that have the ball in it. And your goal is to try to find the ball and then take the ball over to your opponent's end zone and score. All inside of a dungeon crawl.
And then the room's got special rules too.
Oh, each room has a special
room
rule?
where you can throw. Yeah, you can. There's a room where you can throw food at your opponent.
Okay.
The sewer, if your players left there till they activate again, they've got disturbing presence.
Yeah, so it adds this kind of dungeon crawl feel and exploration feel, but still with the sports theme of find the ball, score with the ball.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
It's Hunger Games meets Blood Bowl.
Something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my radar. It's just not. I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Don't worry, he's gonna get it. Don't worry. Come over his house and
Oh yeah,
It'll be
have
here.
it.
It'll show up one
Like,
day.
oh, he said Barry came over with
I'm
it. I
playing that
enjoyed it, so
myself.
I went out and I bought it.
It'll happen.
Just stay away from Ben Campy's community college as a Blood Bowl. He's
It's-
creating his own college. Is that
right. He's fudging his own rules.
Oh yeah. Making up stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, that's Florida Blood Bowl for you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Ken, thanks for the call, man. Have a happy new year, and I'll
All right.
see you soon. At minimum, I'll see you in February for the next Beans and Dice Bowl.
All right, y'all be safe out there.
You too. Appreciate you calling in and getting us Carlos his Blood Bowl fix. That's always appreciated.
Thank you. Giggity, giggity. Bye, Ken.
Oh.
Bye bye. Have a good night.
Blood Bowl's my jam. Phone lines open, 813-618-7099 is the number. That was Ken Parks out of Orlando talking about Blood Bowl. Let's see here. We've got in the chats, Mitchell. He says, hey, guys, just dropping in to say I won't be able to call in
Not
tonight.
calling in tonight.
Had some last-minute company stop by. Sorry, folks. So,
Yeah. That's all right. This will be the first time he hasn't called in a long time.
it is the holidays.
Yeah, stuff happens.
Yeah, stuff does happen.
Stuff comes up.
Let's see here. Rachel Orden says she agrees with Diego, I think, with regards to his highlight being the last board game meetup
Yeah.
at your turn.
Good stuff.
And Happy New Year's to us. So thank you, Rachel, for the well
appreciate
wishes.
it. Yeah.
Wayne's popping in saying, sorry I'm late catching up on a 2-time speed, though.
Catching up on it.
Beans and Dice Podcast. State your name. Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Connor from Louisiana.
Hey, Connor, how are you?
Connor representing that new
I'm doing
Iberia.
pretty good, y'all.
Hey, good. Mitchell
Oh,
couldn't
definitely
make it
not
in
good.
tonight, but I'm glad you're calling in.
Yeah, I'm calling in this place.
There you go.
Nice.
That'll work.
We're talking 2021 and what was special to us. Do you have any, or you can just change the topic.
Yeah,
Up to
whatever you want to talk about. But if you get a highlight of 2021, we'd like to hear about it.
Oh no, it's definitely a 2021 moment. So,
All right, cool.
There's nothing really board game specific, but I guess TTRPGs would count.
Okay.
Yes.
For me, it would be starting my very first campaign for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition with my friends who have
Nice.
never played any kind of actual real board game or tabletop. And so it was nice to finally get them to start playing some kind of tabletops, and possibly for 2022, get them to start playing board games with us.
Yeah, that's great. If it's a gateway, to get them into the hobby, get them into modern gaming, whether it's RPGs, board games, whatever, bring them on in. Yeah, for sure.
So you're talking
Yeah,
about a group of folks that don't play RPGs, don't play board games, right? And you got them into a D&D campaign or scenario. One shot? What are we talking about?
Entire campaign. So I sat down because the two of my friends in the group had bought the starter set one day when they were on vacation, and they just tried to throw something together with the pre-made adventure in the set.
Right.
And then they liked it, but they wanted more out of it. They wanted more structure to actually learn how to play it. And because I had watched a lot of the D&D shows that are on YouTube and Twitch and stuff, they were like, hey, would you be willing to do it? So I was like, sure. So I sat down and I did one of the pre-made adventures with them. They really liked it. So we kept their characters. We kept all the stories that happened. And I'm currently writing and trying to expand on a whole new homebrew campaign world for them to play and explore in.
Kind of a sandbox to let them live in. All right, so talk to us folks here, because that's a leap, right? You're talking about now I get it. There was a little bit of interest on their part because they
There
bought
had to
the
be.
box set.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Target has them, so I guess most people see that stuff.
It's getting out
Right.
there. Yeah.
But how'd you broach that topic?
Reel them on across. Yeah.
Wow.
So like you asking, how did I approach them for that?
Right.
concept?
Like, how awkward was that?
So we all play video games with each other like almost every night.
Okay.
And we all grew up before, online gaming was a thing for us. We all grew up playing RPGs on like the old, 360 and PS3. I call that old because I'm so young.
Yeah.
A 360
Back in the
though.
day, yeah.
Wow.
I know y'all talking
Nintendo.
about B-side, and I was like, what? And I had to go look it up for a second.
Oh, B-sides. There you go. Yeah. We'll try to leave those old band references
Told you.
out.
I
Yeah.
told you.
So,
All right, young buck, keep
we all
going.
grew up playing. Yeah, sorry. So we played RPGs in the past, and so we really liked it. And growing up, I've always liked watching D&D shows just for the creativity and the idea. I've always liked the idea of sitting down, making a character from scratch, upgrading your character from scratch, and having just full-on customization. And they love that concept as well. The only hard part was having a story that they can run through for weeks, months, even years at a time, because there's only so many pre-made adventures that Wizards of the Coast released for D&D 5e. So because I was so willing to sit down and actually DM and do all the writing for them, it makes their job much easier, because now all they have to do is go on D&D Beyond and make their character sheet, and it's super easy and accessible for them. And now I think actually either Saturday or Sunday we're about to start our second session of the homebrewed campaign world. So but so far they've really enjoyed it.
Good.
Cool.
No, it sounds like though there was already a basis of video game RPG in there.
Yeah, that was the bridge. Yeah.
Made it easy. Yep, the bridge made it easy to get him into the tabletop RPG. I wish you luck on that campaign.
And you'll have to report back to us and let us know how that's going.
I'm just glad to hear there's someone in Mitchell's group that's all about RPG and theme. You know, it's
that's a shock.
I was listening to your show. I think it was last week when y'all had Ron. Is his name Ron?
Ron Frazier out of Atlanta.
Yep.
Ron. Yeah. When you were talking about the tabletop, and I never had a chance to call in, but I was listening, and he had someone called in and talked about maybe doing Pathfinder on the D&D on the Discord, and I would be 1,000% down for that. If that ever happens, please let me know.
And I have been communicating with Daniel. He and I have been chatting back and forth, trying to figure out when we're going to try that, because he's already getting the juices flowing and pushing me to make that happen.
Sweet.
So Connor, I'll keep it posted in the Discord when we do that Pathfinder online with Daniel Cervantes from Christian Adventure Gamers. He said he would be the DM for it. So cool. I'm up for a one shot.
Yeah, sounds
like Connor's in too.
Oh, thank God. It's so hard to go from being because there's a big thing in the D&D community where once you start DMing for everybody, now everybody wants you to DM and you never get a chance to be a player. And so thank God there's somebody out there that I can just jump in a group with and start playing as a character.
Sweet.
That's probably why I don't play as much as I do, is because I'm always tending to be the DM. And I think I'm going to enjoy getting someone else to be the DM for me. So I feel you on that one.
Definitely.
All right. Well, I hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope you have a safe New Year.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So we want to wish you and your family
the
safe,
best. Happy, safe, and have fun.
We'll see you next week.
I really appreciate it. See you next week.
Bye, Connor.
Thanks for calling. Have a good night.
You too.
Should just say see you next year.
Yes, next year. There you go.
That's a dad joke.
Missed
That's
that.
a punny dad
See you
joke.
next year. Yeah. Well, that's nice. So we had some representation from New Iberia. They got in, even though Mitchell couldn't get in tonight. So that's sweet.
I did find it funny, though, that he couched the problem with role-playing games as there's not enough content for me to run a campaign.
Oh.
Where I see the problem is I can't get a group of people together long enough to do even one shot.
Different. It sounds like he was newer to it, so D&D, the universe in D&D is like Marvel Universe.
Beans and Dice Podcast.
Much.
State your name and where you're calling from.
This is Kenneth from Temple Terrace.
Hey, Kenneth, how are you?
Hello, Fly.
I'm calling in with my 2021 highlights.
Excellent. That's what we're chatting about tonight. What jumps to mind when you think about the last year? What positive thing jumps to mind when you think about the last year?
No. Highlights are the positive things.
Okay,
always.
good. Awesome.
The highlights, number one, finding you. You have got me plugged into the board game community, and I am so thankful. So that definitely a highlight. Gaming with y'all since I found y'all has been incredible.
Awesome.
Amber, I know, has enjoyed it as well. Also, I got to say that one game that went just way longer than we expected, but playing with Alice, Raph, and Will, Tyrants of the Underdark.
Oh, yeah.
That was an incredible game.
I introduced him to that game. That game that flew underneath the radar, and then now everybody wants it.
Yep. That reprint came out. People started talking about that reprint, and I know the Dice Towers talked about it for a couple of years now. It's always been on their top of their list for underappreciated, under-talked about games. That one comes up every time they do that list every couple years. And now that the reprint happened, it's like everybody's jumping on that. It's back in the limelight where it belongs. I mean, I think that's probably one of my top 10 all-time games. And yeah, it's just a game you didn't hear much about, but like I said, that reprint happened, and now everybody's talking about it again, so it's good.
And honestly, one of my highlights is my wife's quest to crush me in Doom.
Oh yeah, well that's good for some of us, and some of us not so good. But yeah,
no, she wants to crush me in Dune Imperium.
Dune Imperium specifically. Okay, yeah,
yeah. Every game we played, I've managed to just eke by this last game. It came down to the spice, so it was a good time. But yeah, it honestly, it has been an incredible board gaming experience, and just y'all have been a big part of it. So thank you.
We appreciate the kind words. We appreciate you joining the group. You and your wife both been a great addition to our Tampa area board game group here. So we're glad we met up with you and ran into you, and we're able to bring you into the group here. I mean, it's we're growing in many different ways, but yeah, you definitely have been a valuable add to the group, and I appreciate your passion. I know y'all are fairly newish to the modern board game hobby, but we appreciate your passion, and I know you've brought games to my attention that I didn't know about. So it's a great thing. We all share, we all learn from each other, and we want to keep that going.
I totally echo that.
Go ahead, Dick.
Yeah, I totally echo that, man. Kenneth, you and Amber have been great to have. We want to thank you for bringing up us as one of your highlights. I didn't expect that.
That's nice. Yeah,
I'm touched.
Hey,
I'm
I like to point out that
yeah.
I like to point out that he actually said something positive about me. He said,
He
I'm not all
did.
doom and gloom over here.
Yeah,
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you actually played a game with William and survived to tell the tale, and yeah, and you had a good outcome.
I think he
Actually, all of my gaming experience with William has been good.
See?
Oh,
thank you, sir.
William
Thank
appreciates
you.
that. Don't give him a big head though. Don't say that too many times.
Oh wow.
Hey, I mean, anybody who can sit there with me and lose terribly in Aliens Another Glorious Day on the 4th, to the point where he wants to call it, even though we're trying so hard. Mad props to the guy.
There you go. There's a mark for William. Yeah.
Well, we know we will see you at the next game day. I don't think you've missed a month yet so far that I can recall.
Yeah.
But we're planning. Kenneth and I are planning on doing a 3-player game of TI4.
Oh, okay.
Twilight Imperium 4th Edition.
Enjoy
because
that.
he wants to learn the game.
Okay.
So I figure if I could do a 3-player game, we can keep it
less than 4
quick,
hours,
fast,
maybe,
and get it in under 4 hours. So
we'll see.
That's the plan for the next one on January 8th.
I don't think so, but okay.
Good luck with it.
Good luck.
I'm gonna try to learn some of it before we start.
Okay, and don't feel bad if you have to cut it short. That's what I did with our last session. We got about 4 hours in. I said that's enough of this, so we cut it short on my birthday. that may just have to happen. Yeah.
Never give up, never surrender.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see how that goes. But
Happy New Year to you and Amber, man.
Happy New Year. Thanks for calling in. We appreciate all your support.
Happy New Year, guys.
Have a good
And
evening.
Congratulations on the anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Take care.
Take care.
That was Kenneth Fly of Temple Terrace.
Nice. We're hearing from all the folks, local and not so local. So that's
that is
nice
pretty
both
cool.
ways. Yeah, it's cool.
Wayne Kruger is in the chats here. Our phone line's open, 813-618-7099. We got Wayne in the chat. He says, for sure, getting back to conventions. Dragon Con was a blast this year.
Dragon Con, another good one. We didn't go this year, but yeah, that's a fun one.
Also, getting getting the not played shelf a decent amount lower and stepping my son up to the next level of games.
Two big accomplishments, yeah. I mean, that's two different things, but yeah, both awesome.
I think that's kind of been something we've been doing, at least in my house.
Yeah,
I know your house too.
Yeah, for sure. At my house, I've been getting all three kids, yeah.
And then also getting our shelf of shame down.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Kind of finding those shrink wrap games and get them to the table. William, any progress on your shelf of shame? We're getting an insight
back there,
to your game room.
I would say everything on the top shelf has been played. 60% in the middle shelf has been played. Everything on the bottom shelf has been played.
Okay, nice.
All right, so
But I don't have a collection like you guys do. I mean,
Yeah.
but I do have Kickstarter. So everything that's not on the shelf, it's on the floor. I have
Yeah.
not played yet.
I see some of that. Okay,
So
okay, I
there's
see some of that
stuff
down
on the
there.
floor.
All right, yeah. But
So
well, any collection's a collection, so that's awesome.
the shelf of shame, getting that down. That's a highlight for 2021.
I've knocked mine down. I'd say my percentage of games not played went down. I acquired some games, of course, but the percentage overall, I made a conscious effort more in the middle of the year to knock out some of those games, and so it's me and the kids tried to learn a few and go through a few. So that was fun. Yeah.
Ken Parks was in the comments congratulating us on the 1 year on the air and for me joining the Florida
Blood
Bubble
Bowl
family.
family,
And then he called in. So thank you, Ken, for that call.
Yep.
Wayne also congratulating us on the 1 year, December being our 1 year mark for the show. And he says, I think the first show I listened to was the one with the guy who hates online
The
board
one you
games.
mentioned, yeah.
So I wonder if that helped them like solidify, like, this might be fun. This might be like a fun train wreck to watch.
Yep. Yep. And then Wayne had a comment in there about where you said 30 years old. I had a ColecoVision and a Commodore 64. So
That's 360 is old.
Oh, 360. Oh, 360 is old. Sorry. Yeah.
ColecoVision and a Commodore 64.
Oh, I knew both of those. I played the ColecoVision. A kid down the street had one of those. So
I had both of those growing up.
did you really? Oh, yeah.
Commodore 64 is my first computer.
Got a call coming in.
Beans and Dice podcast. State your name. Where are you calling from?
This is Mark from Columbus.
Hey, Mark.
Mr. Stang.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Reminiscing on 2021, and it kind of feels good. Like I'm getting a little touched.
Yeah, it's kind of fun thinking about the last year. Even though there was some crappy stuff last year, the highlights are definitely standing out and carrying us through. So, what's your fond memory of 2021? What was your big highlight?
Well, I had two of them that really stand out for me. One I already mentioned in the chat. The Dice Tower Retreat was just a blast.
Great
and
times.
It's one that I've gone to every year since they started, and it's just one of my favorite events of the year. But we also, my local game group, we threw a little 3-day mini con ourselves, about 10 people,
Nice.
board gaming for 3 days straight in July. And that was, it was just sort of a celebration of not being able to get together for over a year. And everybody was just great. We had a great time. We made up T-shirts and even had badges and stuff.
Nice.
Made our own little mini con. So that was fun. That was really good.
I think that felt good.
And
The
then,
first time all of us were able to get out and do that. That was a good feeling.
Yeah, and then meeting you guys at the retreat, that was cool too, man.
We
Even though
appreciate
we didn't
that.
get a game in.
Yeah, that was fun meeting up with you too. And we're both, I know all three of us are happy and proud to be in that retreat family now, that Dice Tower retreat group. And so I know that once you're in, you get the automatic invite the next year. So I think I know I'm definitely looking forward to making that an annual thing. So that's it.
I like it a lot. It felt so very comforting.
Yeah, and it was intimate.
It felt like you were literally going to a friend's giant home.
Giant game meetup. So.
It's just a giant house. Everyone's playing games, and you just sitting there. It's like, all right, I'll play with you.
Yep.
That's really all it was. That's what it was. I love Dice Tower itself.
Yeah, that's a different feel though.
The retreat's got a little niche.
Yeah,
it's got a little spot.
Feels more like a group of friends.
It's not going to go anywhere.
So that's why we're happy to step into that group, and we want to meet more people. I mean, there was a lot of people there. We kind of kept to ourselves a little bit. First year, we stuck with who we know and mostly what we knew. But we're looking forward in the future. Now I look back, I see people chatting in the Dice Tower retreat chat, that little IM chat that they've got going on, and I'm like, oh, I recognize who that was. I need to go meet them next time. I need to really get to know that person. So that's something I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. And this time, I'm definitely going to get a game in with you guys. So
we'll do it. We'll make that a definite must do. Yep.
Yep. So anyway, those are my two highlights. Two biggest ones. It's all about the people, right? Getting together with people and seeing everybody that you haven't been able to see. It's those have been fantastic. So
for sure.
Yeah, we're already planning all the events for 2022.
Yep.
Meeting up in Louisiana. We're gonna go out there and hang out with Mitch,
make that happen,
and BJ, and so I'm just looking forward to it. So Mark, I'm hoping to see you again at the next retreat. I think that'll be the next time that our paths will cross, and we'll definitely get a game in this time.
For sure. And make,
All right.
make sure to
Awesome.
don't be a stranger. Keep calling into the show and well into the new year, 2022.
Yeah, I want to hear how you keep that group going, because I know, it's y'all had a small group up there, and it shut down for a while, but it slowly started getting back. So keep us updated on how you keep your folks engaged. How do you keep your local group engaged? What things are you doing, Mark? Share that with us in the audience so they can do it with their friends locally.
We'll do.
The idea of doing a mini con and creating badges and T-shirts to make it feel like a real con.
Like a big con, yeah.
I love that.
That's cool.
That's the kind of stuff I want to hear about
neat.
that others can use in their local area to kind of keep engagement up.
Yeah, it was a blast, and I think we've slowed down a little bit because of the holidays, and now with all the COVID cases jumping back up again, people are getting a little cautious. But I'm hopeful that once we get into the new year and if things start to look better again, we'll be able to do it some more. So
stay healthy.
But yeah, we're definitely going to do that mini con again next year. We all committed to it after the last one, so it was great.
Keep it rolling, keep it growing.
Yep.
Sweet.
So, anyway, congratulations on the year of the show. That's awesome, and I will keep watching and calling in.
All right. Well, be safe. Have a happy new year, you and your family and your gaming group up there. Let them all know we said hi, and have them reach out, call into the show sometime if they got some time on a Thursday night. We'd like to hear from them.
Awesome.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good night.
Yeah. Bye.
That's Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Ohio touching in tonight.
Home of
the Brave
Origins.
Okay, yeah, Origins, yeah, Game Fair, yep.
And let's see here. Zeno is in the chat. He's saying 4 hours. LMAO.
4 hours of TI.
TI4 in 4 hours.
Even with 3 people, I don't know. I don't see it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah.
3 people, I think we can do it. We just get to it, play the game.
With 2 new people, or was it just 1 new person?
Well, so far 1 new person.
Okay,
I got to I got to find a third person. Notice I didn't ask you.
You still got to find a third. Oh.
No, I didn't even ask you, Robert.
I didn't know that was a thing. I thought you already had 3.
I didn't even ask you.
No. Yeah, stay. Yeah, I'm good. I've had my.
I'm good too, man.
My TI session for the year.
Wayne's giving us ideas for some merch. He says he would buy a Beans and Dice game group member T-shirt to wear on game days.
Okay, all right.
We got some merch coming up here.
We're looking at. We've done stickers. You've done magnets. You've done dice. So maybe T-shirt. That's the next step. Yeah.
And Ron's talking about he likes the idea of the mini con idea.
Okay. Yeah.
And we've talked about that. We've just never done it.
Yeah. We talked about renting a hotel room somewhere or a little game area. Well, your turn. Board Game Cafe's growing. And just a quick shout out. They were mentioned on the Dice Tower crowd surfing. Is that what they call it? I think their show.
Yes.
Where every week, where they talk about Kickstarters and crowdfunding projects. And Dan and the folks over Dan and his wife over at Your Turn are doing a Kickstarter to grow the shop and to add some new stuff. I can pull it up on here while we're talking, but they got the shout out from Z and the guys over at Dice Tower this week.
Yeah, I saw on the crowdfunding show, they pulled up the crowdfunding. They talked about the content on the Kickstarter. They liked how Dan described
the process,
not just where they're at, but he talked about where they've been. He showed photos from the beginning of how they worked Your Turn to become what it is today, and it really is a wonderful spot for gaming and hanging out. I know that Diego had mentioned it earlier in the chat, the Christmas parade over at Your Turn.
Yeah.
And that was a highlight. That definitely was a highlight of the year for me, too.
The holiday meetup that we had over there.
We had our game day, and at the same time, the small town of Zephyr Hills was doing their Christmas parade outside.
Yep.
So the kids got to go outside and see Santa riding on a fire truck. Right?
Yeah, that's always fun. Yeah.
And Hulk, it was William Remembers.
That was my highlight. I'm sorry. That was awesome.
So Rob pulled up the Kickstarter. I think we got 1 week left on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and actually I talked to Dan. I'm not going to try to speak too much. He talked about possibly doing a small reset on this, so keep an eye on it. He said that there was a few things that they wanted to maybe touch up or do a little differently. I'm not sure whether that's still full blown or if he's going to go with what they've got. So keep an eye on it. They may repost it, but I know it's with the shout out they got from the Dice Tower folks. I don't know how that would work about pulling it down and reposting it. I'm sure he doesn't want to lose any.
I'm hoping that it helps get that little bit of support. But for y'all folks local, definitely check out the Kickstarter. It's going to get you access to some cool stuff, and I think one of my favorite parts is here the actually I pick first wall.
Oh yeah, there you go. I just scroll past it there. Yeah,
you get an opportunity to be the if ever a game is being picked, you get to pick first.
Yep. If your name's on the wall, you pick first. You pick your color, you pick your character, whatever it is, you get to go first. Yep.
So shout out to our buddy Dan Erzik and his wife Sarah.
Yeah.
For the hard work that they put in at Your Turn, and they provide a place for us to game. Every other month we do our game day
game
at
meet
Your
up
Turn.
over there. Yep. Zephyr Hills.
Well, they do more than just gaming though. They provide a lot for that community over there.
Oh yeah.
It's more than just gaming. It's he does a lot for small business owners,
the local artists. They've got the nonprofit they're running over there. Yep.
Yeah. It's what a community should be.
Yeah, for sure.
Now we just got to figure out how to set up. Go ahead, William.
Especially if you can do especially the way he did it. He did it. I mean, he did it just right. I mean, it works.
We do like a lock-in. We bring cots and sleeping bags, and we do like a 24-hour gaming.
Yeah, 24-hour gaming fundraiser.
I don't know if Dan can do that anymore with us. He already shared a room with us one time. I don't know if he'll do it again.
Poor Dan
over at the retreat. Yeah.
Let's see here. Ron Frazier's in the chat. He says 3-player TI4 is
totally doable.
Totally doable.
Yeah.
We did it.
Okay.
So, Zeno, there you go. It can be done in 4 hours or less. And I think Barry actually got in a game.
Yeah, he says he did.
I just don't think you can do it with Zeno.
It's not documented, but yeah.
No. It's not doing with Zeno or doing with Barry. It's doing it with a new player.
That's my biggest thing is trying to do it in 4 hours with a new player.
That's a lot of information to soak up.
Yeah. That first round, that first turn is probably going to take you an hour. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Wayne Kruger says, what about a hall like Mason Hall or the KOC for a mini con?
Yeah, for sure. Ron, they're saying, how about a Beans and Dice Con? Where and when? Yeah, let's make that happen.
We can get Ron down here quick from Hotlanta to skip and a hop.
Give him an excuse to come down. Yeah.
Zeno says, let Kai be the third player. No.
You're just going to punch on somebody the whole game? Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to punch on the new guy.
I will say, though, Kenneth did pay Kai some awesome compliments. Kai played in a game of Dune Imperium with Kenneth and his wife, Amber.
Yep.
And Kenneth did pay Kai compliments on his gameplay. So I'm glad to see Kai maturing well and playing well with others.
Maybe he's learned from you after your comments from your last
I just
play.
think because I've known him since he was so small, he just loves beating up on me and Barry.
Could be. We all kind of like that, so yeah.
Now, Raph says they have great food and drinks at the cafe too. Yeah, and they installed the ice cream chest.
Oh yeah,
with I can't remember how many flavors. Like
the main reason my son likes to go. It's at least 8 or 10, I think. Yeah,
flavors of ice cream there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's hand scooped ice cream over there. So my kid, I introduced him to sherbet over there. My 10-year-old, and he'd never had sherbet before. Now that's all he orders every time he goes. He loves the sherbet. So.
And then Ryan says he'd go to the Beans and Dice Con.
Yeah.
And he yells out, sleepover!
Sleepover! Cool.
I'm loving the comments. Thank you all for the comments and the interaction. We do have time for one last phone call for anyone that wants to get in. William, did we get to your 2021 highlights?
He kind of mentioned something.
You don't care about me.
Oh, no.
Whatever.
We're back to William.
Whatever. No, I mean, I will say, well, there was a few, but one was my first Legacy game was this year.
Oh, yeah.
Betrayal Legacy was my first Legacy game.
That was your first Legacy game ever. Wow.
Yeah. Well, because every time I go play a Legacy game, you guys or everyone else is too busy playing another Legacy game.
Well, we got to make that happen with or without Carlos. I know we have to twist his arm every time to play Legacy games, and I've got a list of them I want to play. But actually, I was just talking to Dan the other night over. We played some Arkham Horror. Was it night before last over at Your Turn. And we got back to the card game. We hadn't played that in months, but we got back into the middle. We started our first blister pack of the Dunwich Legacy, and we kicked its butt. So it felt good to get back to that. But I mentioned to him that I've had Charterstones sitting on my shelf of shame for 3 or 4 years now, and that's a little Legacy. I think it's like a 12-play little worker placement resource management one, and I want to do that. I hear it's good with 6-ish people, and so I'm going to post up somewhere, and I'm going to try to get that going maybe every other week. And knock that thing out. I want to get that off my shelf of shame. So
I'm not sure if that's going to be your style of legacy game, though, William.
Well, we'll see.
But I got to admit, William was excited to get going on that because I remember we had trouble getting that first day, like getting that first game in, right? We struggled at it. Yeah. So William and I finally said, you know what? With or without Rob, we're doing it today. Remember that? And we did that first mission.
Yeah.
And I remember the excitement that, like, I was kind of like, I just don't want to get into a campaign game. You got to pull my leg, right?
Yeah.
Twist my leg.
Yeah.
Pull my arm. Pull my finger.
Pull my finger.
You had to get me into it, right? But William kept pushing me. So, all right, let's do it. So we did it. And then I saw the excitement that William was having and the fun that we had, because I think we got my son to do it with us, didn't we? Like, if Rob's not here, we'll make my son do it. So it was the three of us. And just that intro, it kind of lit me up again. Like, you know what? Let's do this. This will be fun.
This is fun, yeah.
And then at the end, to finish off outside with the Weber fire pit burning everything.
Oh, yeah. After our last scenario, we took it outside and burned it.
Yeah, and I believe like it started hissing at us. And
it did.
There were different colors.
There was that one component that wouldn't die. It
wouldn't burn.
It kept. We kept trying to set it on fire. And it wouldn't burn. Yeah.
I think it was one of the books. I was like, this is a little creepy.
And it started burning in like weird colors and hissing. It was like, oh man, this thing is possessed.
Yep.
That was a highlight. That was definitely a highlight.
There's Rachel. Ralph just brought up one. The spicy ramen challenge.
Oh, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was also.
I did because that was I didn't even do it. I was just there watching it. That was great.
I tried. I got in about about 6 or 7 bites, and then I was done. So yeah, Carlos didn't quite make it that far.
No,
it was about 2, and then you were done. Yeah.
And then I had some of your stuff. I ate some of it to try it out. It was spicy, but I mean, not that bad.
Yeah, it was pretty spicy.
You kind of have to know yourself, right? You got to know your limits. The moment I took those first 2 bites, and I felt that like this is not gonna go well,
burning in your chest,
and I still got to drive like 45 minutes to get home.
Yeah,
I can't eat this whole thing. I won't make it home.
Yeah, it was good times though. It was good conversation there for a couple of months.
And that's how we met Ben.
Yeah, that's absolutely,
AKA Beans and Dice Anchorage.
Yeah, Beans and Dice Anchorage.
I think Dan sold a lot of milkshakes and ice cream that day.
Oh, he did. We all filled up.
Sold a lot of milkshake and ice cream.
Was it Raphael that brought the gallon of milk, and that was gone in like 30 seconds? He's like, I should have brought 4 or 5 of those because we all were hitting that. Yep.
Well, if y'all have any ideas on stupid things that we can do in 2022,
let us know so we won't do them.
Well, I mean, that gets us to the end of our hour. We do this every week. Take phone calls for about an hour. And
that was a fun little review and a fun little 1-year.
That was a lot of back-to-back little calls there. I loved it.
Yeah, it was a string. We talked to a bunch of people there. So we appreciate all the callers, as always, all of our regulars that call. And certainly let people know what we're doing here if you like it. We're trying to grow the channel. We want to get more viewers. Carlos still is committed to, if we hit the 1,000, he's going to open up some more things and maybe invest a little more in some things in the show. So, yeah, that'll be good times. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe even go to a 2-hour show. I don't know.
Oh, some big changes.
If we can get enough viewers.
I definitely want to go back into a few. Me and Carlos punching it out in games.
And that's funny, William. I was watching the first time I did it. The first time I did the call-in show, you called in, and you were asking about Friday night fights. So a year ago, you were like, "Hey, we got to get more Friday night fights in."
We keep talking about we want to bring some more content. We want to do some more live plays. We're actually talking about doing some things where maybe I can do it remotely from home. And again, maybe get back to having the kids, maybe do some games and trying to broadcast some live plays. So the thing now is we just want to get the quality. I want to get the quality as close to as possible to what we have here. And Carlos has such a nice layout here. He's invested in a room of his home now, pretty much dedicated to this little studio he's got here. So my downside is if I'm trying to do it from a webcam at home, well, it may not be quite the same. And so, but I really want to get some more content up, a few more things up during the week and see what we can do. So that's something we're going to try to grow this coming year.
Yep. And we're also going to get more consistent on the twice a month podcast. Right.
There you go.
So I know Mitchell and I posted a podcast a couple weeks ago. Mitchell and I are getting together this Sunday. I'm sending Robert home with the laptop, with the microphone, with a headphone. So we're going to get Robert involved in that.
Yep, for sure.
And we're going to check with William to see if he's down.
William's got a setup over there, so he's the tech guy over there. So Mr.
Yeah,
IT.
well, I mean, I got a gaming rig, so it's not that bad.
There you go.
So really, it's just the audio version, and all that's going to do is allow us to expound on what we do here, right? Because a lot of the conversation we're having is with the folks. but we get to go a little
new,
deeper and
gaming keyboard
and
too.
geek out ourselves.
A new flashy keyboard over there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you.
This is my Christmas gift. New gaming keyboard.
Cool.
So more podcasts consistently coming out for y'all. Expect that for 2022.
That'd be good.
And then I know Rob's big thing is he wants to get games in live.
Yeah, I want to do live
That's
plays
his thing.
and reviews, light reviews. Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Play a game and talk about
How
it.
we really game.
Yeah, exactly.
Do we really want them to see all that?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that,
I think it worked.
speaking of that, what we have been doing consistently is after show gaming.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're a member of our Discord, on the Beans and Dice Discord, we get together after the show and we play. We've been playing roll and writes, flip and fills.
Yep.
And tonight we're going to do some cartographers with the folks in the Discord. So if you're up, able, and you can print out a sheet at home, we will teach you. We will flip the cards here for you and play some cartographers right now after the show.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get some people to play. I know we've already got 2 cancellations at least, so we'll see how that goes.
I got you and I got me.
Yeah, two of
That's
us.
all we need.
2 of us, if nothing else. Yeah.
It'll be on the Discord for y'all to watch.
There you go.
So I'm Carlos.
I'm Rob.
And I'm William.
And we are the Beans and Dice Podcast, a podcast about
How we game.
We game.
Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for calling in. Thank you so much for being with us for this year. I want to wish you all a safe and happy new year. A safe and happy new year, y'all. Stay healthy.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Thanks, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
You're listening to the Beans and Dice Podcast. Thanks for watching the Beans and Dice Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe.